Hello everyone. Have you ever wondered how big is your baby every week in pregnancy? Would you like to visualize your baby growth from week to week in pregnancy in a very nice and fun way? Today I'm going to show you how big is your baby every week in pregnancy using vegetables and fruits. So stay tuned and let's get started. So we're going to start with 4 weeks of pregnancy, and the size of the baby at 4 weeks of pregnancy is basically as small as poppy seeds. Can you see that? That is really hard to see. At that time, you will be able to test for pregnancy test, and pregnancy tests sometimes will be positive. And basically, it's a ball of 32 cells that will soon form into 3 layers of tissue that will form the skin and the internal organs. That's what happened when you are 4 weeks or when you're pregnant at 4 weeks. At 5 weeks, the baby size is approximately like an apple seed, which is still small. It looks like a tadpole more than a human being. And you'll have the brain, the spinal cord, the heart, and the blood vessels forming during that stage. That's mainly what happened at 5 weeks. At 6 weeks, the size of the baby is the size of a sweet pea. At that time, the baby is tripled in size and it's protected by amniotic fluids. The arms and legs buds are forming, and so are the ears and eyes at that point. This is mainly what happened at 6 weeks in pregnancy. At 7 weeks, the size of the baby is the size of blueberry. Can you guys see it? Great. Their arms buds are now looks like puddles, and their mouth, nose, and nostrils are more distinct. Their heart is beating between 110 to 160. At 8 weeks, the size of their baby is the size of a raspberry. They keep shifting and moving, but sometimes you're not going to feel that. And the fingers and toes are webbed, and the tail is almost gone. The lungs, liver, pancreas, and thyroids are forming at this stage. At 9 weeks, the size of the baby is the size of a grape. Their weight is almost an ounce, and they're almost an inch long. Their eyes are fully formed. However, the eyelid are fused and it wouldn't open till approximately 27 weeks. Their genitals are forming. However, we will be not able to tell the sex of the baby yet. At 10 weeks, the size of the baby is the size of a prune. Their weight is a little bit more than an ounce, and they're a little bit longer than an inch. The bone and cartilage are forming, and the teeth are growing under their gums too. At 11 weeks, the size of your baby is approximately a strawberry size. They are approximately 1.5 inch long. The skin is transparent, and their finger and toes have nails. And at that point, they can open and close their fist. At 12 weeks, the baby size is approximately the size of a lime. They're approximately 2 ounces in weight, and they are 2 inches long from head to bottom. Their reflexes are forming. At that point, they can do some sucking motions, and they sometimes respond to touch. At 13 weeks, the size of the baby is the size of a lemon. At that point, they're approximately 3 ounces in weight, and they are approximately 3 inches long from head to bottom. At that point, their vocal cords are forming and their intestines are starting to move. At 14 weeks, the size of the baby is the size of an orange. At that point, the baby is approximately 4 ounces in weight and measuring 4 inches in length or long from head to bottom. Their hair patterns are forming, including the eyelashes and eyelids, and the kidneys are producing urine. At 15 weeks, the size of the baby is approximately the size of an apple, a little bit bigger apple than this one. And the weight of the baby is approximately 5 ounces, and they're 5 inches long from head to bottom. At that point, their skin is covered by fine hair, and their taste buds are forming. At 16 weeks, the size of the baby, basically the size of avocado. At that point, their weight is approximately 6 ounces and their length is 6 inches. And also at that point, their eyes can move from one side to the other side. and basically they can hear your voice. At 17 weeks, the size of the baby, basically the size of a pear. They are approximately 7 ounces in weight and 7 inches in length from head to bottom. Also, their skeleton is hardening from cartilage to bone, and the umbilical cord is growing stronger. At 18 weeks, your baby size is approximately the size of a pepper. At that point, they're 8 ounces in weight and 8 inches long from head to bottom. Their movement will become more noticeable. They should be able to yawn, hiccup, swallow, and suck at that point. At 19 weeks, the size of the baby is approximately a mango size. They're approximately 10 ounces in weight and they're approximately 9 inches long from head to bottom. During that period, the skin is wrinkled, however, it will smooth out as they gain fat. At 20 weeks, the size of the baby is approximately the size of sweet potato. They're measuring 12 ounces in weight and they are 10 inches long from head to heel. And that's the way we measure them at that point from now on. Their hair is growing and their senses are becoming more refined. At 21 weeks, the size of the baby is approximately the size of a banana. They weigh 14 ounces and they measure 11 inches long from head to heel. Their eyelids and eyebrows are fully formed, and their heartbeat can be heard by a stethoscope. At 22 weeks, on the other hand, the baby is about the size of a larger pepper. They weigh approximately 1 pound, and they're almost 11 or 12 inches long from head to heel. Their skin is translucent and their lips are more distinct. At 23 weeks, the size of the baby is approximately the size of a grapefruit. They're approximately 1.2 pounds in weight and almost 13 inches long from head to heel. The lungs are developing at that point, and basically the baby can hear, or the fetus can hear, the sound outside your body. At 24 weeks, the size of the baby is approximately the size of a corn. They're approximately 1.5 pounds in weight, and they're measuring 14 inches from head to heel. During that stage, the brain is growing rapidly, and the face is fully formed. At 25 weeks, the size of the baby is approximately the size of eggplant. The weight is approximately 1.8 pounds. And they're measuring 15 inches from head to heel. At that point, also, the hair is getting stronger and the skin is getting pinkier. That's what happened at 25 weeks. At 26 weeks, the size of the baby is approximately the size of acorn squash. The weight is approximately 2 pounds and the length is 16 inches. Their eyes at that point are opening and their eyelashes are growing. At 27 weeks, the size of the baby is approximately the size of a cabbage. They weigh 2.5 pounds and their length is 17 inches long from head to heel. The brain activity is increasing and they recognize at that point your voice. At 28 weeks, the size of the baby is the size of a lettuce. They're approximately 3 pounds in weight and 18 inches long from head to heel, as we discussed before. Their eyesight is improving and basically they can blink. At 29 weeks, the size of the baby is basically the size of a little flower. The weight is approximately 3.5 pounds and the length is 19 inches from head to heel. Their muscles are fully formed and they can start kicking strongly at that point. At 30 weeks, the size of the baby is the size of big broccoli. The baby weighs approximately 4 pounds and the baby is 20 inches long. The skin is smoother and the hair is stronger. At 31 weeks, the baby size or the fetal size is approximately a coconut size. The weight is approximately 4.5 pounds. And the length is 21 inches long from head to heel. Brain connections are getting more sophisticated and they can process information. At 32 weeks, the size of the baby is approximately a cantaloupe. The baby weight is approximately 5 pounds, and the length is approximately 22 inches from head to heel. Also, during that time, the hair is growing and the nails are growing too, and the lungs are maturing. At 33 weeks, the size of the baby is approximately the size of big squash. Or the butternut squash. The weight now is approximately 5.5 pounds, and the baby is 23 inches long. During that time, the bones are hardening, and the skull, however, remains soft. At 34 weeks, the size of the baby is the size of pineapple, approximately. The baby now weighs 6 pounds and 24 inches in length. The immune system is getting stronger and the central nervous system is getting more regulated. At 35 weeks, the size of the baby is approximately the size of the spaghetti squash. Baby now weighs approximately 6.5 pounds and almost 25 inches long. The kidneys are fully functional at this point, and the liver would start processing the waste product. At 36 weeks, the baby weight or the baby size will be the size of large kale. The baby now is approximately 7 pounds and 26 inches long. The skin is less wrinkled, and the body fat percentage is increasing. 37 weeks, the baby size will be like a small winter melon. The weight is approximately 7.5 pounds and the length is approximately 27 inches. Their lungs are ready to breathe, and their head may drop in the pelvis. At 38 weeks, the baby size is approximately a small watermelon. The weight is approximately, and it's different from one person to person, but it's approximately 8 pounds. And they're almost 20 inches long from head to heel. The brain is still maturing, and they can suck their thumbs. At 39 weeks, the size of the baby is basically the size of honey-dew melon. The weight of the baby is approximately 8.5 pounds. And the length is approximately 29 inches long from head to heel. The tiny hair that we talked about before will shed, and the head will be definitely, or most of the time, will be in the pelvis getting ready for the delivery. Congratulations, you're 40 weeks now getting ready to deliver the baby, or maybe you delivered before, or you may deliver after, who knows. The size of the baby is the size of a large pumpkin. And the baby should be, sometimes it's not, but should be in the pelvis getting ready to deliver. This is maybe a long video about baby size and other characteristics in pregnancy from 1 week to a week. It takes a long time to do this kind of videos. Please appreciate that by subscribing. If you have any question, leave it in the comment section below. And thank you for watching. See you soon.